こんにちは。アルファアドバイザーズの坂下です。今日は CUHK ですね、香港中文大学の MBA のアドミッションに来ていただいて、学校の説明、それから卒業生の進路などですね、アップデートしていただきたいと思います。で、今日、アドミッションの方に来ていただいている香港中文大学 CUHK の MBA は、アジアでもトップランクで、アルファからも香港の MBA 行きたいとかっていう方は、毎年合格をさせているんですけれども、今日は実際に卒業してから、キャリアチェンジですね。働く場所をそもそも日本から海外に変えたりだとか、あと業界を変えたりとか、そのファンクションを変えたり、業界内でも違う職種に就いたりとかっていうですね、大きなキャリアチェンジを実現している卒業生の実例もお話していただけるので、ぜひ皆さん最後まで見ていただければと思います。で、香港中文大学は今日特にご紹介する方たちは実際に後で見ていただければ分かるんですけど、Gafam とかですね、その企業に就職するという方が実例としては出していただいているんですけれども、企業とかそのアントレプレナーシップとか、あと海外の就職にもすごく強いので、これから将来的に起業したいなとかっていう方もとてもおすすめの MBA ですし、あと実際に今日中でも詳しくお話しいただくんですけれど、キャリアサポートがものすごく手厚いですね。で、アメリカとかヨーロッパとか、アジアもいろんな MBA をご紹介してますけれども、おそらく私たちアルファで見てる限り、本当にナンバーワンぐらいに手厚いキャリアサポートがある。具体的にはワンオンワンね、コーチというか、卒業生がついてくれて、あとキャリアコーチとかもね、ついてくれて、しかも自分の目指すようなキャリアを実際に実現している、サポーターというかですね、アドバイザーの方がついてくれるようなキャリアサポートがあったりとか、あとはアジア、香港の MBA ではあるんですけれど、欧米 LBS とか、HEC パリスとかですね、他の MBA との交換留学もあったりして、とても、実は皆さんアメリカとかの MBA に目が行きがちな方も多いんですけど、実際にアメリカとかヨーロッパの MBA とも交換留学っていうのもあって、アジアと欧米の MBA 両方いいとこ取りができるプログラムでもあるので、ぜひ CUHK の MBA 興味あるという方もいつでもご相談いただければと思います。アドミッションの方直接ご紹介もできますし、あとテストスコアもですね、GMAT、GRE とか IELTS とか TOEFL とか、アルファで受けている方、皆さん、基本的にエッセイとかレジュメとか、そういうのを出した後に、いろいろインタビューとかも終わってから出すという形で、テストスコアも今準備できてないので、MBA はまだまだちょっと先かなと思ってるんですっていう方も、意外とまだアルファにはそういう方も相談に来られるんですけれども、そうやってるとね、どんどん遅くなっちゃいますので、テストは後からでもいいですし、まずはね、エッセイとかしっかり書いて、どんどん準備していければいいと思いますし、ぜひ、キャリアチェンジを大きくしたいなとか、もっと給与を稼ぎたいなとか、まだやりたいことがはっきりしてないという方がほとんどですので、そういったところの長期ゴールはなくても全然構いませんので、興味がある方は、まずはいつでも無料相談からご相談いただければと思います。で、今日は実際にYouTube で見ていただいている方は、コメント欄にご質問とかコメントを入れていただければ、アドミッションの方にね、どんどん聞いていきますので、日本語でも構いません。今日 S セッションは、アドミッションの方のセッションは英語になりますが、日本語で質問は構いませんので、私がですね、日本語、英語で聞いて、日本語でまた皆さんに回答するっていう形でやりますので、ぜひコメント、ご質問もどんどん入れていただければと思います。はい。では、アドミッションの方に、セッションを始めていただこうと思います。So, Ronson, thank you for your time today. Could you start your presentation?
Thank you, Imi-san, for introducing me. So, hello everyone. My name is Rowan Law from the Chinese University of Hong Kong MBA programs. So, let me just. So this is me. So I have been working in the MBA office for more than 10 years, helping students to complete the application process from the very beginning until they enroll to school. So again, if you would like to connect with me over LinkedIn or online, this is my QR code. So I will be more than happy to connect with you everyone and helping you and supporting you throughout the whole MBA journeys. So before I start introducing the programs offering, I would like to share with you a short video about our alumni. So as you may know, the satisfaction of our alumni is actually the key success of our program. So here you go. Okay, as you can see, or you may also aware, actually some of the alumni who sharing on the video, they actually graduating like 20, 30 years ago, and they still found that the MBA program has been a wonderful and rewarding experience to their personal and career development. So as you are considering for an MBA, I can imagine you're either considering for a career transformation, which means that a career change, either change of locations or functions or industry, or you're looking for a career advancement, like career progressions, or you would like to start your own entrepreneurial journey. So I'm going to share with you a few examples, especially they're all coming from Japan as well. So a recent graduate from the 2021 class of 2021, Yutaro Goto-san, he's actually from an engineering background. So he worked in Other Airways before MBA, and then after that he joined Microsoft as a service engineer. So is it one of the examples that he has changed his career to different industry, from airline and then to technology company. So as you can imagine, many students, they would like to join the technology industry nowadays because you can see the rapid development of this industry. And of course, he also had a very good mentor during his MBA study. His mentor is actually the CEO of Cyberport in Hong Kong. So Cyberport is one of the government-funded incubation center in Hong Kong. And then another example about location change. Yusuke, he's actually graduating from the 2018 class. Before, he worked in Japan and also in a pharmaceutical company. And after MBA, he worked in Shanghai. So again, studying in Hong Kong is not just about, asking students to relocate in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a very important region or location, cities that in part of China, and also gateway between the East and also the West. So lots of people consider to study in Hong Kong because you would be easy to leverage your experience or network that study in Hong Kong and the beauty in Hong Kong that you can use or leverage on in your future career development. Another example, Atushi Shigeyama-san from the class of 2016, he translated his experience, to start his own business in Thailand. While before MBA, he worked in Isuzu in Thailand. In fact, lots of Japanese automobile company or Japanese company, they also have a location that plant that in other Asian country. At that time, he actually built up some connection in Thailand, in Bangkok. And then he also has a family business in recycling business back in Japan as well. So he leveraged experience in CUHK because at CUHK also have a very strong entrepreneurship training. We also have a research center about family business as well. So he used the experience that he learned and the knowledge that he learned in CUHK, and then he started his company in Thailand. And recently, as I know, he also expanded his business to different parts of the world, including some other Southeast Asian country and also in Hong Kong as well. So let me talk about the advantage of studying in Hong Kong. So as I mentioned, Hong Kong is part of China. So students who study in Hong Kong would be definitely leverage the advantage of the China economy, the rapid growth of China economy, especially the Greater Bay Area Development Plan, which initiated by the China central government. So that area, Hong Kong is part of the city. So it will turn this into a center of advanced manufacturing, innovations, international shipping, finance, and trade area. So this area actually represents a very large proportion of China's economic output. So it's actually just behind Canada and South Korea. Imagine it's just part of mainland China, not even a country. Again, and then for another advantage of studying in Hong Kong is that all full-time graduate, you can apply for a 1-year IANG visa from the Hong Kong government, which allows you to stay in Hong Kong for another 12 months after graduation to secure a full-time job offer. The Chinese University of Hong Kong itself, we are not just being ranked high globally and also in Asia. We are also a comprehensive university, which means you will have chance to interact with other students from the school, including they are coming from science, art, medical background, law background, or law, medical business school as well, of course. So as a business school student, or you're looking forward to advise your career, it is quite important that you have the ability to interact with people from all walks of life. So they are either professors or student or alumni. When you encounter them in CHK, they can come from different industry or discipline background. And also we have a very big alumni network. Just the business school itself, we have more than 40,000 alumni across 40 plus nationalities. Our business school is actually the first business school in Asia that offers BBA, MBA, and Executive MBA, which also implies we have a very big and longest based alumni network in Hong Kong. So we are not just ranked global top 50 MBA in the Financial Times ranking. We also rank #1 in career service and also #1 in entrepreneurship and alumni outcome in Hong Kong. So as you can see from the photos below on my slide, we have lots of senior executive that holding senior position in Hong Kong, in some international company or in government. For example, Mr. Paul Chen, he is the financial secretary of the Hong Kong government. He's our alumni. We have Naha, who's the director of Accenture. Mr. Albert Wong, the CEO of Hong Kong Science and Technology Park, and other of government funded incubation center. So CEO of McDonald's, so Ernst & Young, Hanson Bank, BC, also Oracle, also Swire Coca-Cola. Not just talk about MBA. So just within the business school, or even CHK alumni. So we have lots of celebrity in the region. So lots of students, pursue MBA because they would like to network with the class or those industry practitioners in the region. But again, you spend lots of time in a classroom studying. So who will be your teacher, I think is also very important. At CUHK, we have academics and also industry practitioners to teach MBA. So why we have this kind of mixture? So because we understand theory is definitely important. So it will give you some fundamental knowledge to make your transformation journey possible. And again, just knowing the theory is not enough. You need to know how to apply them in the theory, in your practice. So we also have a pool professor who has extensive industry knowledge from a renowned company like Swire, Coca-Cola, JP Morgan, McKinsey, P&G, so on and so forth. So for example, Professor Tina Choi, the lady on the second row, the second one on the left-hand side, she actually is teaching, she's actually a marketing and communication expert. So she is teaching courses like design thinking and also communication and impact. Her course was actually rewarded top 20 course by the organization in Tsinghua University and also in China. So they actually examined lots of MBA programs, MBA courses, and her course was actually ranked top 20. So lots of students had very good reputation, had taken her course. And also, for example, Dr. Joyce Yin, the third lady on the middle one on the second row, she also has lots of experience offering management consultancy, leadership consultancy project with other some local company as well. And she's also going to offer a sample lecture with our MBA expert, so on the mid of October. So stay tuned, also sign up for her sample class to learn more about the MBA programs in CUHK. Okay, and here is a typical full-time curriculum. So in Hong Kong, and I think in most Asian countries, the MBA program actually takes shorter time to finish. So it allows you to return back to your workplace as soon as possible, or you can still use the remaining time to pursue an exchange experience or other study options overseas. So our curriculum actually divided into two parts. Some core courses, which covered all the fundamental things, including finance, accounting, leadership, marketing, operation, and more. And on top of these core courses, you can select your elective courses based on your interests. So as you can see on the right-hand side of here on my slide, so the career support is actually spreading throughout your whole MBA journey. So from the very beginning, you will have an orientation session, understanding the career support, and some career coaching session, one-on-one session that we are doing. From time to time, there will be industry sharing sessions because some of you, or many of you, they're actually considering industry change, or even not industry change. So if you change from Japan to Hong Kong, I'm quite sure there will be some differences among the industry landscape between these two countries. And also, apart from the career team who are dedicated to support the MBA student, we also have a group of very supportive and knowledgeable alumni that will walk you with your hand to hand throughout your MBA study or even beyond your MBA study. So we have the Alumni Career Advisory Scheme and also elite mentorship programs. So apart from the activities or recruitment talks that are organized by MBA program, our students can also participate in the recruitment talks that are offered by the Business School Career Center as well as the CUHK University-wise Career Center. And of course, we also arrange a lot of alumni sharing and networking events because networking event is still a very important part for you to expand your network and also get to know more about the industry insight from first-hand person. So we actually offer 6 concentration options in our MBA. So the first part would be the core courses that you have to study around 50% of the total courses. And the second half would be the elective courses. So I'm not going to go deep dive on the epic courses, but as you can see, we do offer quite a flexible study option for students, especially for those who would like to enhance their knowledge in certain areas. Apart from the courses that are offered by MBA, students might also study some of the courses offered by our specialized master program. So you might ask, what is the difference between a specialized master program, like for example, master in business analytics or master in information technology management? Well, for MBA, it is about a more comprehensive business management study, and overall the student background will be more experienced, and they are looking to translate their career into a more generalist approach, which means the C-suite. So apart from the courses, the teaching methodologies, the events will also help you to enhance your soft skills, which is very important for senior executive as well. So I think this is something that set the MBA study apart or differentiate MBA study from other master program. So some of the example again, also from alumni. So I'm sure many of you might have heard about the entrepreneurship training from CUHK MBA. And indeed, it is not just for entrepreneurs or for people who would like to start their own business. So we also talk about entrepreneur, which means how to apply those entrepreneur mindset theories or training in a corporate sector. So for example, Ocean Park in Hong Kong, I'm not sure if you heard about it. So it is kind of like a Hong Kong version Disneyland, but very traditional corporation in Hong Kong is more than, it has 100 years of history. So Frankie Nor from the class of 2018, he worked in Hong Kong Ocean Park as head of marketing. So when the organizations has to transform or innovate to attract more new tourists, the younger generation, he really found that the entrepreneurship training in CUHK actually really helpful because he also need to work with those venture capitalists or the investors to raise funds, to improve the park, to include more investors. And also another very senior alumni from the class of 2002. So he is currently the Director of Technology and Transformation of New World Development Company. It is a real estate company in Hong Kong. Before he worked in a consulting company in Hong Kong as well. So he also recommended the courses in CHK that provide essential skills for the digital transformation. So if you still in the very beginning when you watch the video, nowadays lots of work positions or jobs can be replaced by AI, but there are still some work that cannot be replaced by technology. So we actually have to equip ourselves with those skills, even in this digital era. So here comes with a lot of outside of classroom opportunities for MBA students. So the first one, business practicum. So it is actually a elective courses for full-time student only. So it works like a mini internship. So you work in a small group to solve real-life business challenge faced by a company in Hong Kong. The team will be supervised by a faculty member and a senior staff of the sponsoring company. The final project proposal must be approved by the director of a sponsoring company. So as you can imagine, if you're considering for industry change or location change, so if you select that business practicum course as an elective, which means you are guaranteed to work on a real business project during your MBA study. Apart from that, of course, you can also look for internships. So MBA students are allowed to work on an internship in Hong Kong. So apart from business practicum, there are business case competitions. We send students to different parts of the world, including Paris in the past, Poland, China, Singapore, and more. So if you are aware that the travel restriction in Hong Kong has been lifted, so you do not have to be quarantined or stay in a hotel after you travel overseas and then come to Hong Kong. So I think it really encourages our students to participate in more overseas activities from now on. And also we organize international field studies. So studying in Hong Kong not just mean that you will be staying in Hong Kong all the time. We have many overseas trips to our students. The field study is only a 1 week study trips during the semester break. So it can be credit bearing or non-credit bearing. And for the exchange program, the second last one, it is a 1 semester overseas exchange program. So currently we have students coming from Paris, from Germany. We also have our CHK MBA students now exchange in different parts of the world, like in London, in China, in Japan, so on and so forth. So we also have the Microsoft Learning Resources and the Certificate Testing Center for our students. So we currently have some workshops that are organized by Microsoft. There are different technology, new platform that a student can sign up for some training. So let me share with you another example about the student clubs activities.
My job is to make college easier because students have a
be forever faster. Wow.
So as you can, I just randomly pick a video of our student activities. So actually, they often quite a lot by the student clubs, and also some of them they are lined up by our office as well. So as you can see, there you can meet senior executive from the company, and there might be also chance that some of the alumni are actually working in this company as well. So we always bring students to the industry and company so that they can actually understand the operation, what their requirements, and also learn about the real business from a real practitioner's perspective. So earlier time I talked about global learning exposure. So here is some of the photo snapshot that I'm sharing with you. So in the past, actually, we went to US and we have exchange from different partners globally. So before pandemic, so we actually offer 3 to 4 field trips or at least in a year. So for example, and this is 2019, we went to Singapore for a career track. So the trip is actually more focused on visiting company, understanding the hiring process, and they are looking for jobs in Singapore. So at the time we visited Apple, DHL Consulting, Link, and also Microsoft. And also we have a trip to Japan as well. So they visit Toyota, Shiseido, Yamaha, and also Kirin Beer. So these 2 trips, they're actually non-credit bearing. So they visit company, and they will also have some cultural visit as well. And these 2 are actually credit bearing study trips. So you will have to do some coursework and group work presentation. So at that time, we visit Kazakhstan, which is one of the key countries in the Belt and Road Initiative, the countries in the Central Asia. At that time, it was extremely cold. As I remember correctly, it's like minus 40 degrees Celsius. And at the time, they visited representatives from private and government sector, and also Union of Chinese Entrepreneurs. Instead, lots of Chinese people, they actually in Kazakhstan to run the business and start their own business. They also visit Germany. They attend some lectures at ESMT, one of the business school there, and also they visit BMW or the automobile. So I hope I give you some idea, what sort of field trips that we can organize or we plan to organize in the future when travel really resumes. Indeed, we're also actively planning to organize some field trips in next years. So the current cohort will be able to enjoy some of the field trips already. So apart from the original MBA curriculum, there are several ways several options that you could extend your study, including the MBA Plus here. So MBA Plus is that after you finish the MBA, you can pursue another master program in CUHK. So they can be accountancy, business analytics, finance, information technology management, marketing, and real estate. You do not need to study all the courses required because there will be some courses you have to study in MBA, then you can transfer your credit to the master program. So basically, you will take less time and less tuition fee to complete an MBA and also a master degree. So for MBA Plus, you need to apply during your last year in your MBA, which is the first year of your MBA studying full-time as well, okay? And then we also offer a dual MBA degree and JD MBA degree with law school. It is a double degree from CHK Business School and the law school. So you need to apply now together with the MBA programs. And if you would like to obtain some, a more extensive international exposure and earning another MBA degree, we also offer a dual MBA degree with UT Austin in US, HGC in Paris, and also RSM in the Netherlands. Mentioned earlier that we also offer exchange with nearly 40 exchange partners globally, which you do not earn an additional MBA degree, but of course, all your tuition fee will be included in CHK as well already. So a little bit about our current class profile before I jump into the career session, because it's also related to the career part based on the class profile that we are having now. So for the full-time cohort, so the majority of them, they are not coming from Hong Kong locally. So we have students coming from mainland China, from Europe, from Asia. So average, they are having 6.2 years of experience. This is the highest GMAT score, no worries about that. And we take a comprehensive approach to review your overall applications, including your work experience, your interview performance, as well as your academic background. So GMAT is only one of the 4 considerations. So they are coming from a very diverse background, because they're not just coming from Hong Kong. Some of them, they have engineering background, hospitality, technology, healthcare, etc. In terms of their functional expertise, some are entrepreneur, some are marketing and sales, some are HR, some are operations, some are engineer. So for the part-time class, even though I think most of you are considering to pursue a full-time MBA, but again, the first half of the study will be core courses that all the full-time students will be studying together. And then the second half, elective courses. So full-time student and part-time student, they will study all together. Especially if you're considering to relocate to Hong Kong, having a chance to study with a group of majority of local people, or people from the region, that really helps you to understand the work environment, the atmosphere, the landscape as well. So the majority of our part-time class, they're coming from Hong Kong. Even though they're not coming from Hong Kong, they might work close enough to Hong Kong that they can travel weekly to Hong Kong, to our campus to study class. So they might be working in southern China, or they are expatriate that located in Hong Kong already. So on average, they have more work experience. Since they locate in Hong Kong or southern China, so as you can see, the distribution of the industry. So they'll have more people coming from financial background. But still, we have people coming from technology, engineering, manufacturing, etc. And in terms of the functional expertise, sales and marketing, which is like business development, and general management, entrepreneur, take the biggest proportions. Professional services and accounting, second large. So when it comes to the career and alumni support, so we proactively provide support to full-time students, because we understand they're actually looking for a bigger change or career transformation. So at the very beginning, we would have some one-on-one sessions to help you understand your career plan, your career goal, and also help you to walk you through the whole process, what sort of skills you need to prepare, what sort of classes you might need to consider to take, and helping you to build the network and the connection with the industry. There are different personal brand building support, including helping you to take a professional photo shoot, helping you to build your LinkedIn profile, some courses or some workshop about storytelling, presentation and interview skills training workshop as well. And of course, we also have a platform to consolidate all the relevant job portal for our students. So weekly, so we have 20, 30 opening. They can be internship opening at the very beginning of the semester, or they can be a MBA graduate placement. So students can look, stay tuned on our job board, and then they can look for jobs there. We have very close relationship with industry as well. So we have recruitment talks. We also organize talent training seminars so that you can understand what sort of skill set is needed for our students. And then we also include our alumni in our career support service as well, because alumni, they're actually those who are now in the industry, and they are familiar with all the hiring process, the requirement of certain positions and skills they are required in those companies. So they will also share in some of the alumni sharing sessions as well. Of course, we also have one-on-one career coaching session. So as I mentioned earlier, we also leverage the support from alumni to offer the career advisor scheme and also mentorship program. So here is some of the snapshot that just in August and September that we organized to our students, including a linking workshop at the very beginning, professional photo shooting, also CV workshop. It is quite important that you polish your CV before you start looking for internship and jobs. I think some of the students, they might not know the skills to write a CV yet. So as mentioned, our extensive and supportive network is actually one of the very important assets that we're proud of. And our alumni are also willing to strengthen our community, providing mentorship program and also the career advisor to our students, and also recent graduate, especially for career advisor. So just give you an example and also differentiate what is different. So mentorship program is a very structured 1-year mentorship program for all full-time and also part-time. So you are very encouraged to join and participate. Our mentor, they are very senior. For example, they can be the managing director of a real estate company in Hong Kong, the partner of PwC consulting firm, and head of a division of like an Apple and technology company. For example, a head of a fintech company as well. And for career advisor, they might not be very senior in terms of in the seniority in the corporation, but they actually just went through a similar career transformation journey that you are expected to go through. So students might go have a one-off conversation or consultation session with our career advisor. If you came across some question that you would like to know about certain industry or functions, you can always schedule a call with them. So a quick example, another story from our Japanese graduate, Yuki-san. So his mentor was actually a GM, general manager of the Flipkart. So it's actually a payment system in Hong Kong. So his mentor is kind enough to take him to some business networking events, introducing his business partner or some business connection with him. You could hear more about his stories through the QR code and the access to our website. So another some of the sharing from our mentor. So including the CEO of Science and Technology Park. So even the mentor, they actually enjoy a lot with the mentorship experience. Because they have some mutual learning opportunities. They're not just the mentee. We've learned a lot from the mentor, but also mentor will also be able to see the growth and the professional and the personality of the mentee, which is also a rewarding experience. So for some of you who are considering to start your own company, in fact, CHK provide lots of resources. So including the CHK Alumni Touch Fund, which is a funding support. Also, we have the incubation center, both in Hong Kong and also in Shenzhen. So a quick example from our alumni in class of 2016. In that year, we actually have a few startup who has been running quite well since they graduate. So the company is called Voice AI, based in China. So at that time, of course, the startup is a quite small size company. But recently, the company has been expanding to over 100 staff. And his business is covering finance, automobile, and security management. So you can see the growth within a couple of years. And of course, Kevin Lee, the alumni, has also leveraged the resources provided by the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Hub in Shenzhen, which have like an incubation center in Shenzhen. So they rented an office there at the time and also received lots of support from the professors and classmates during the whole journey. Another example is also from the same batch. The candidate is actually coming from El Salvador. So he also started a technology company, an AI startup. So he gained investor and also entrepreneur training through some courses, in CHK. And recently, he also being placed on the Forbes 30 under 30 Asians 2020 list. So you can see huge success from himself. He actually co-founded a company with one of his classmates in CHK as well. Recently, he was successful to raise 7 million in Series A funding in Malaysia. So now I think you have better understanding about the CHK MBA program. So here is our admissions requirement, where you need to have a bachelor degree, a certified GMAT score within 5 years of time, it's 2 years of experience, and also to meet the university English requirement. So tuition fee is $580,000 for full time. The first application deadline would be the 31st of October. You might scan the QR code to apply online. In terms of the scholarship and also assessment, application assessment criteria. So I mentioned earlier that we will look into your academic achievement, your score, or experience and interview performance. But bear in mind that GMAT score and English score, you may submit later. So first of all, if you want to apply, the online application form is a must, of course, and also include your CV. Then we will base on your CV and also the application form to review, and then invite you for the interview. So student will be automatically considered for scholarship. And this year, I'm so happy to inform all of you that we have a few full scholarship quota. So if you do perform very well in all these aspects, including academic, your GMAT, your experience interview performance, you will be nominated for the full scholarship interview panel. So each round, we will have 1 quota, the first 3 rounds. So altogether, we will have 3 quota for full scholarship. So before I start the Q&A session, perhaps I would like to recap the highlight. So CHK is the first MBA program in Asia. So we have a very big network and also by top 50. The MBA program is a very short, very intensive new experience. So the 12 months of time include time for you to do an exchange. If you extend a little bit to 60 months, then you can do exchange already. I mean, 12 months, you can do internship. And 60 months, you can do exchange. There are a few flexible options for you to extend your study, including the MBA Plus, where you can gain another master degree, the JD MBA with a law degree, and also do MBA programs. In CHK, we have a very strong entrepreneurship support. And we have a very extensive alumni base that you might be able to network and receive mentoring and also coaching. So let me do a little bit of advertisement. As I mentioned earlier, that we have a masterclass taster on the 19th of October. Scan the QR code to register. Have a taste of a CHK MBA classes. So Dr. Joyce Yun, she's actually teaching MBA programs. So you will be able to have a free lesson with her now on the 19th. Thank you very much. So here is the way that you might contact with us, our official LinkedIn website. We also have the some alumni and also student ambassador that allows you to chat with on our website, the Udemy page.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you
much for your presentation. Hi. So could you share the presentation again?
Sure.
We will move on to the Q&A session. And yeah, I would like to review the presentation according to the Q&A. はい。では、ちょっとご質問結構いただいているので、ご質問にお答えしつつ、 スライドを振り返りつついきたいと思います。はい。お話ありがとうございます。結構、ちなみにさっきちょっと最後の方だったので、また、ご質問でも奨学金のご質問があるので、なんかフルスカラシップが、最初の1学期はあれなんですかね。だから残りの3学期、フルスカラシップがなんかあるそうなので、ちょっとそこは後でご質問にもあるので、お聞きしていきたいと思います。もちろん MBA は自己投資なので、皆さんお金借りて大体行かれるんですけど、それでも、ね、学校からフルスカラシップがもらえたら、それはそれで素晴らしい、いい節約になると思うので、ぜひ CHK、結構いろいろなクライテリアで審査してくれるみたいなので、後で詳細を伺おうと思います。お話ありがとうございます。交換留学をした場合、MBA の期間はどれぐらいでしょうか？在学中にフルタイムインターンをすることは可能でしょうか？ということで、そうですね、フルタイムのインターンをさっきカリキュラムみたいなところにも書いてありましたけれども、伺っていきたいと思います。So, Ron-san, the first question is about program duration. So, if a student do an exchange program, what would be the duration of the MBA? And one more question is about for internship. So, would it be possible to do a full-time internship while in the program?
Well, thanks for a question. Very good question. So the typical study period will be 12 months. So during your 12-month study, you can also do the internship because the study is already quite intensive. So usually part-time internship during the first 3 terms, term 1, term 2, and term 3. And during summer term, you can do the full-time internship. Mm-hmm. And for students who would like to join the exchange program, then you will have to extend your study for another 1 semester. So which means you will be able to graduate in 16 months.
16. Okay. Thank you. なので、通常は1年間12ヶ月なんですけれど、そのサマーターム、夏休みを、これ1ヶ月間ですかね、オプショナルで取れるので、通常の12ヶ月だけで卒業の方は、パートタイムのインターンシップ。香港でやってる人とかもいると思いますけど、でただ、フルタイムでやりたい人は、この夏休みの期間を、その分卒業がなんか1ヶ月とかかな、1ヶ月半ぐらい伸びると思うんですけど、それも可能ですと。あとは、交換留学する場合は、ワンターム、その 1学期間伸びるので、3学期間伸びて、そのプラス夏プラス交換留学も取るので、4ヶ月伸びて16ヶ月なので、1年と4ヶ月ぐらいで卒業できますと。そのぐらいであれば全然、ミッドキャリアとかの方もいいかなと思いますね。はい、ありがとうございます。香港は厳しいコロナ規制があると思いますが、現地の住みやすさに変化はありますかということですね。So, I suppose it's about a COVID restriction. So I suppose that Hong Kong has strict corona restrictions such as quarantine. And has there been any change in the school lifestyle or some other quality of program?
Well, in the past 2 years, we actually still keep the face-to-face teaching, but that the COVID situation in Hong Kong has getting much better these days. Before, if you travel into Hong Kong, so you have to stay in hotel for quarantine for a few days. And since I think few days ago, or very soon, there will be 0+0. So you do not need to stay in hotel for quarantine now. So, and also the social distancing measure has been also further relaxed very soon. So that is why we are actively thinking to organize, field studies to our full-time and part-time students now. And classes has always almost been face-to-face during COVID at that time as well.
Thank you. なので、まずフェイストゥフェイスの授業はずっとやっていて、さらに 2 days ago って言ったので、かなり最近、直近だとすごく規制も緩くというか緩和されてきて、その隔離ですかね、ホテルの隔離とかも、これからもうすぐなくなるということなので、だいぶ改善、状況が良くなってきてるんじゃないかなと思います。はい。多分今合格をしていく方、皆さんが入学するのは来年の9月とかになるので、1年後どうなってるかっていう正確にはもちろんわからないですけれども、だいぶ COVID に関しては良くなってるといいですね。良くなってるんじゃないかなと思いますが、はい。次ですね。マイクロソフトラーニングリソースは具体的にどのようなものがあるでしょうかということですね。So, the next question is about Microsoft Learning Resources. Can you tell us more specifically what Microsoft Learning Resources are available?
Okay, I'm trying to actually find the newsletter from the school because actually this is quite news. So so it say that the business school is the authorized test center for the Microsoft certificate in Hong Kong. So I just remember today during the full-time class meeting, they actually offer some workshop about Azure, the platform. So it is something that I think the cloud system, or Microsoft Cloud, they are using it currently. And so I think Microsoft is also supporting the business school to development, the courses about the digital transformation as well. So because Microsoft as an industry leader of technology company and AI company, that digital transformation industry background. So they are also assisting the business school to design the curriculum that they will assure the student to be equipped with the essential skill in that digital transformation journey.
Thank you. なので、最近デジタルトランスフォーメーションとか DX も非常に多いと思うんですけれど、はい。そういった実際に学べるプログラムとか、あとマイクロソフトのサーティフィケートとかが取れるっていうことで、実際に卒業生の方でもさっきマイクロソフトに入ってた方いたと思うんですけど、そういうプログラムが取れるということですね。はい、ありがとうございます。香港の MBA はアメリカと比べて授業やカリキュラムはどのような違いがありますかということですね。So the next question is the difference of curriculum between Hong Kong and in the US. What are the difference in a content and a curriculum of the MBA in Hong Kong compared to an MBA in the US generally?
Well, basically, even though you observe that the study period of Hong Kong MBA program is only 12 months, and usually that in America, so in US, they are 24 months, they're 2 years program. We are actually following the US curriculum to design our programs. So I would say the curriculum is actually, we are following the same, design, including some core courses, elective courses, or concentration options, also allowing time for internship, for exchange, having career support, networking events, so on and so forth. But why we would like to shorten it to 12 months? Because we do understand students would like to use another month, perhaps going back to the workplace as soon as possible, or for internship, or you might still want that 1 year time to explore your career, change options, opportunities, or something like that. And in terms of, the content is pretty much quite similar. Of course, school in US might have more focus in the US environment, the business environment, economics, something like this. But school in Hong Kong or in Asia, definitely with more focus in Asia and Hong Kong.
Thank you. なので、そもそも期間が、アメリカだとミドルキャリアだと最近1年とかもね、MIT とかスタンフォード、USC とかありますけれども、基本的にはアメリカのフルタイムは2年の MBA がまず多くて、香港とか州 HK の場合も1年間なので、結構30代、さっきのアベレージエイジも30歳ってありましたけれども、年齢も全体的に香港とかの方が、年齢が上目の方もアルファからも結構いってるかなと思いますし、実際に期間も短いってことですかね。 あと授業とかカリキュラムはそのアメリカの MBA に基本的には追随しているので、そんなになんか科目が大きく違うとかってことはないということなんですけれど、アメリカの MBA は結構アメリカのそのビジネスエンバイロメント、経済とかビジネスケースとかが結構もちろんフォーカスしていて、アジアの場合はアジアとか中国とか香港とか、そしてアジアのマーケットとか、ビジネスケースにフォーカスしているとおっしゃってましたね。今までも結構ね、香港にある MBA、シカゴの MBA とかも来ていただいてましたけれども、確かにやっぱり香港にあると、もちろん香港とかアジアビジネスに興味がある方がアルファでも行っていますし、卒業した後アジアで働きたいみたいな方が行ってたりするので、それはね、すごく皆さんの目的にもなってるかなと思います。はい。次は、奨学金ですね。MBA での奨学金は最大いくらもらえるチャンスがありますが、MBA とテクノロジーのデュアルにした場合、奨学金が増えることはありますか？ So the next question is the scholarship. So, how much of the scholarship could a student get for maximum? And if the students select the dual program, MBA and technology, is there any chance to get more scholarship compared to only the MBA program?
Well, in fact, the maximum amount of scholarship will be full total tuition fee. So we actually offer 3 quota for full scholarship this year. So it can be for full-time or for part-time. So at most, we will be offering 1 in the first round, and then the second one on the second round, and also 1 for the third round. So in fact, if you are considering for dual degree or another master degree that is MBA plus, tuition fee will, the scholarship will be actually adjusted based on the number of credits that you are studying. So the scholarship amount is actually based on the assumption that you will study 51 units of the MBA courses. So if you go for exchange, or if you go for a dual degree, in fact, you do not need to complete the 51 credit in CHK. Then your scholarship will be prorated. Same for the MBA plus. But again, MBA plus, which means you only need to study, in fact, you have to study the whole MBA curriculum for MBA plus. But for the MSc options, you may have to apply for a scholarship with another programs. Okay, so your scholarship is only covering the part that you study in CHK MBA. I hope this clarifies.
Thank you. なので、その最大のさっきのフルスカラシップのところはこの後確認したいと思うんですけれど、今日は、あまり多分プログラムの詳細はなかったんですけど、CUHK の MBA は MBA だけのと MBA プラスっていう、そのデュアルディグリーというわけではないんですけど、MBA にプラスして、テクノロジー、データサイエンスとか、テクノロジー、コンピュータサイエンスとか、そういうのが学べるというプログラムがあるんですね。でそれはまた、前にも取ったことがあるのと、今度また詳細説明していただこうと思うんですけど、その MBA プラスという場合は、MBA の延長のプログラムなので、この MBA のスカラシップが、アジャストされて単位分、増えたりする場合もありますし、そういうふうに出るということで、デュアルディグリーの場合は、MBA と別のコンピュータサイエンスとかテクノロジー系のプログラムとか、何でもデュアルでいろいろあると思うんですけど、そちらの方に別のアプリケーションを出すので、そちらの方にまたスカラシップは申請になるので、MBA からは MBA のスカラシップで、別のプログラムからは別のプログラムのスカラシップになるということですね。はい。で、ここにあるようなアセスメントのクライテリアで、スカラシップもらえるかっていうのが決定されるということですね。なので、追加のエッセイとかはいらないんですかね。実際に MBA のアプリケーションに出したもので、審査がされるかなと思います。はい。So, let me make sure my understanding is correct about the scholarship. So, is that for the full scholarship? Is that only the first semester of tuition is charged and the remaining 3 semesters are full scholarship?
No, it's actually full scholarship. So, but we do need to collect the deposit after the student is confirmed acceptance of the offer. And then we will be able to refund after all the study is completed.
Okay. なので、実際には授業が終わってから審査がされるということですかね。ありがとうございます。では、ですね、卒業後に香港でビジネスをする場合に企業ビザは出るのでしょうかということですね。はい。So, if the student start a business in Hong Kong as an entrepreneur after graduation, will the student get a visa for entrepreneur in Hong Kong?
After you complete your study in Hong Kong, you can apply for the 1-year ING visa. So it doesn't necessarily that you have a full-time job or you want to start a business. So everyone who complete the graduation requirement can apply for that 1-year visa to stay in Hong Kong. So if you're an entrepreneur who want to start a business in Hong Kong, I think as long as you register yourself as a business owner, then you can also apply for extension, just like some of the alumni, that especially the one that I mentioned earlier. He's not from Hong Kong as well, and his company is actually based in Hong Kong when he started his company. So definitely feasible. So I mean him. So he actually started his business in Hong Kong at the time for quite some years, and then he also expanded his business to different Southeast Asia country recently. So yes, you can get a visa to stay.
Thank you. なので、卒業後、香港の場合は、職後、何かジョブを香港で得てるとか、起業するとか、といったことに関わらず、1年間卒業後に現地に残って働くビザっていうのが申請できるということなので、それで申請されたらいいんじゃないかなと思います。はい。あと、現地就職のご質問ですかね。香港で現地就職するためにビザが必要かと思いますが、ワークビザは出やすいのでしょうかっていう、それも先ほどのその1年間、香港に残って、で、その後は企業からビザが出てっていうことかなと思います。はい。そう。では次ですね。CUHK にはアントレプレナーシップを身につけるプログラムがありますかということで、Okay, so the next question is a program for whom want to be an entrepreneur after graduation. So does CUHK have a program that especially focus on an entrepreneurship?
We actually have the entrepreneur training that incorporate in our MBA programs. So the courses including digital transformation and innovation, entrepreneurship, managing family business, and new venture business projects, so on and so forth. So it is actually part of the MBA study. So because apart from that, courses particular in entrepreneurship or raising fund, managing business services, students or entrepreneurs still need to understand some fundamental things about the business, like operations, like finance, economics, so on and so forth. So we currently do not have a separate courses for entrepreneur, but we naturally attract more and more students who are entrepreneur to pursue the MBA because they do understand that perhaps at the very beginning when they start their own business, it is quite easy because the business scale is quite small. It is not that complicated, but as it expands or as it grows to bigger size, to bigger scale, then you might need to have a more comprehensive or good understanding of business acumen. So that is why the MBA would be a good platform for them to acquire those knowledge, and also, of course, including how to build a connection and also meet real business investors.
Thank you. なので、アントレプレナーシップ、その MBA のコンセントレーションの中に入っているので、 こちらに書いてあるようなデジタルトランスフォーメーションとか、フィンテック、アントレプレナーシップ、マネージング、ファミリービジネスとか、ニューベンチャー、ビジネスプロジェクトとかっていうところをMBA プラスコンセントレーションでやっていくという形ですかね。はい、さっき卒業生の方でも自分でCEO って書いてあったしかも海外で起業されている方がいたかなと思いますが、結構 CHK は起業したいとか、あとファミリービジネスやってる方とかも言っていたりしますね。はい。ありがとうございます。じゃあ、ご質問以上ですかね。So, thank you, Ron-san. That's all for the question.
Thank you very much.
Could you give us some remarks for application, and could you give us some comments in the end?
Yes, of course. So I think I've talked to many of the MBA students in CUHK and also asked them, why you chose CUHK MBA, because I'm quite sure many of you or them, they actually apply to different schools during the MBA application process. So one of the main reasons that they found that the practical training in CUHK is actually quite unique to them and will be very useful, because they really treasure how they can translate their theories into day-to-day practice. So the practical courses is actually one of the things that they consider CUHK is very good. Another thing is the alumni network, including the mentorship program. So being the first MBA program in Asia, we have the privilege to have a group of very experienced or senior alumni to support our mentorship program. So other schools might have similar things, but they are not necessarily alumni. So alumni do have a better bonding and connections with students compared to a general business senior executive. So another thing is that CUHK has a very, very beautiful and big campus. So do you imagine if you spend 1 year or more time that in Hong Kong, but you are still located in a very urban and beautiful area? I think it will also help you to study well and also recharge yourself for for the future career journey. Okay, for the application process, I think be general and also always be true to yourself. We do have a few simple short questions asking on the application form, including your career plan and also your career achievement. So it is very important that you tell us the truth, what is your plan, because we want to make sure that our programs can support you to achieve your career goal. So if you're not sure about that, you can always discuss with our team and also during your interview as well. Because some students, they might have to change the career focus during the study. So it is absolutely okay as soon as you have a clear and also solid work experience in the past. So I think you can always have different options for your future career. Thank you.
Thank you. なので、ぜひ皆さん、10月31日までですね。まずは、この段階ではテストとかは、スコアはなくても大丈夫なので、一旦アルファにご相談いただければ、皆さん、大体アルファ経由の方はですね、レジュメを作成して、で、アドミッションの方にご紹介、特にやっぱり行きたいという方とかですね、誰でも彼でもというわけではないんですけど、ちゃんと長期ゴールを作った上で、本当に CHK 行きたい。別に必ず行かなくてもいいんですけど、行きたいと希望が強い方とかですね、きちんとレジュメを作ってアドミッションの方にご紹介するとすごくその後もスムーズに進んだりしますし、特に香港の場合はテストスコアも後でいいので、あまりそういったところ考えずにご興味がある方は、まずはアルファアドバイザーズの無料相談からご相談いただければと思います。はい。ということで、皆さんご視聴ありがとうございました。Thank you, Ron-san, for today's session.
Thank you very much for having me today. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. それでは、失礼いたします。